back live. The sun came back out again. Lovely. So, I'm gonna go to the park and hopefully we'll have a better time, right? Um, excuse me. I'm actually pretty full from those 2 apples and chocolate chips. So, um, yeah, I'm just vibing. My cheeks and my face is so warm though. So if you see my face getting red, like, know that it's literally that hot right now. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's just a regular day outside, you know? Regular day in the summer, is what I mean. But, yeah, I don't know if this angle looks good, so just, wait till I get to the park to judge, alright? Just wait till I get to the park to judge. Yeah. Okay, so, passing by this big, well, actually, this is a little kids' academy first that I'm passing by. And then the city hall, which you'll see on the left here. Can't miss it, right? After these vans, you'll probably be able to see it better, but yeah. So, this is the city hall and some random buildings. And then on the left still is this library. I don't even think it's open, but this cute little antique store that has a bunch of random stuff, a bunch of knickknacks. I've never been in there, but and a mini storage. But yeah, and this random Freemason building upstairs apparently. But there's a little cash library, and then what is this? Oh, an outpatient treatment center. And you know what you need exactly next to a library and an outpatient center? A firearm store. Yeah. So, yeah, this street is really strange with how they set up their shops. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty fucking random. And then of course, right, just how I showed you that, right? On this left side, you have a pizza place, a liquor store, and then of course what you need next to both of those things, the only logical thing that would make sense, right? I'll give you time to guess. Guess what you think would be next to a pizza and a liquor store. You guessed it. A massage, chiropractic, whatever building, and a little clinic. Because after you finish eating junk and garbage, of course you're gonna need, to have someone readjust your body and then go to the clinic, or the other way around, right? And then a gym right across the street. But also, you can't use that gym because it's like only for certain members of the community. Because when I tried to go to that gym, previously, the shit was locked, and there was like a little keypad, and there were people who were inside of there who saw me at the door. They didn't even move from their fucking from their like workout equipment. They just saw me, and it was raining too. That's the other thing. Oh my gosh, it was literally raining, and I was outside of this door, this glass door that people could see me knocking and waiting at, and it started to rain, and they didn't give a fuck. I was like, you know what? Cash is such a weird fucking place, man. I do not like this city at all. So, now what do I... Huh? No, I'm on live.
Oh, you live?
Yeah. Say hi. Yeah, so, anyway, that was so funny. Anyway, cash sucks. That's the moral of the story. Cash sucks. I know. That's so crazy. Did y'all hear him? He was like, hey, are you filming a TikTok? I'm like, no. I feel like that would be so crazy if I were just here with a whole tripod, recording the city and talking to myself. But I feel a little bit better knowing that I'm on live and that I can interact with people. And after I sit down on this nice bench, I will be able to read the comments because it's too bright right now. But that was so funny. Like, I thought the guy was gonna like stop and weed eat or stop and say something to me, and then he's like, "Are you filming a TikTok?" And I was like, "Oh, they just wanted to be in the little video. How cute." Oh, it's still bright in this shade. Okay. Oh my gosh, let me check the weather really quick. Because it says, yo, I just looked up the weather. It says 90 degrees. Feels like 99. I wonder why I'm sweating. Okay, let me read these comments. Okay. Because mind you, I was just live. I took a little break for 5 minutes, changed from shorts to these yoga pants. So yeah. Maya crying face emoji. Big dog. Oh, that's an inappropriate comment. I cannot say that. Jesus Hernandez wave hi. I'm in Georgia. What about you? I just said where I am. I'm in Cache. I just showed the city hall, so if you can't find me by that, I don't know what to tell you. Where am I from? I'm from nowhere. I'm from Earth. That's where I'm from. You look so fun and adventurous. 38. God sent me to you. 30. Wait, are you just talking to yourself, big dog? Like, also, that's really cringe. Like, if someone has to call themselves that instead of someone else giving them that nickname, that's cringe. But that's cool that God sent you to me. Maybe just listen instead of trying to talk about sexual things that I can't even read the comments because that's against community guidelines, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. It's so funny how I go on YouTube live and it's like sometimes little kids, sometimes people trolling me, sometimes people just watching. And I go on TikTok, it's like a bunch of people come in, some people talk, some people request to co-host, and then some people leave. Like, at least people are respectful there. Like, my goodness. Don't even know what I'm into talking about sexual stuff. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm a Buddhist, so miss me with that. It's an instant goodbye. Also, my name literally means God is watching over me in a different language, so it's crazy that you try to, oh, God sent me to you. Okay, buddy. I don't think so. I've only been live for 8 minutes. And it's funny because clearly nobody was here from the live that I just did for like 40 minutes. So that's actually hilarious. But anyway, I want you to, now that I'm out of the scorching sunlight, it's strange also because everybody apparently is, weeding or mowing their lawns. Excuse me. So you can see all this debris and stuff. You know what? Okay, big dog, if you don't say something positive, you're literally gonna be blocked. Like, literally. A Buddhist is not a strict religion where you can't do shit. Buddhist is a practice and a way of life. Okay? So I'm gonna send loving energy, peaceful energy to you, but clearly you don't have enough historical context and enough practice to understand like what a Buddhist is. And a Buddhist doesn't label themselves as anything. They don't identify as anything, actually. So you can miss me with the trolling today. It's weird. There's someone I just looked over, and they're like on a motorcycle, look straight at me. Okay, cool. It's like I'm a magnet for just everyone. Just everyone stares at me in public. Everyone just wants to talk to me, positive or negative. Like, I have such a magnetic aura, man. And that's why I'm a Buddhist. See, now you're literally trying to egg me on saying what Buddhists don't do. How about just be quiet? How about just be quiet? Just be quiet. Shh. Anyway, so yeah. Um, okay. I think we are neighbors. Okay, cool. I don't care. I literally don't care. Who told you that? I don't know what you're talking about because I just reported his comment, so I wasn't paying attention. Um, anyway, I have such a magnetic aura to like everyone that I have to be really discerning with who I give my energy to. So I'm a human being, right? So I'm reading your comments and I'm sitting here talking to you, but I don't have to engage with you at the end of the day either. So I'm gonna stop doing so. I really don't care where you live. I don't care if you see me in the street. I don't care. I really don't. I don't. So, again, I'm going to send love to you and I'm going to send forgiveness to you, but please stop. Like, that's unwanted harassment at this point. Unwanted comments, rude comments, sexual comments. Like, please just stop. Anyway, so my journey of being a Buddhist literally taught me to not be so attached to how you'll send ice for me and what? And what? What? Like, I. Okay. What is ICE gonna do? See that I'm a citizen. See that my family was in the military. See that they fought for my rights and my freedom of speech. And my freedom to do whatever I want. So, I really don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't care. And is your name Addison? Or Edison? Addison Edison? Why are you commenting this? Like, delete your comment too. Like, why y'all commenting weird stuff? I didn't ask for you to be here, buddy. I didn't ask for you to be here. And big dog, you're literally timed out for my live, so good job. Good job. Anyway, and that's the craziest thing. Like, I don't understand people who live with such a selfish mindset of, oh, I'm bothered by this, so I'm gonna make it someone else's problem. Or, oh, this bothers me, so I'm going to, like, cause negativity and wreak havoc on someone else because it bothered me. Like, you also just can leave, you know? You also can just practice free will and remove yourself from the situation if it's so annoying to you. And honestly, if everyone in the world practiced Buddhism, they would understand that they have the choice to either live a life that they want to live or suffer. Literally, that's it. You could choose to be attached to people's opinions, to be attached to people's reactions, to be attached to your past, to be attached to your family, or you could just release that attachment and release that suffering and live a life that you want to live truly. I understand that it's not a popular message, but at the end of the day, I'm going live to be able to archive and these recordings together on my channel. So that's another reason why I don't really want to like lean into the comments too much, because when the video is posted and the playback of the live is posted, they don't see the comments. They don't see the comments. They just see me and what I'm doing, either reacting to it or reading the comments or whatever, but they don't have the context of what I'm actually seeing. Like right now, I'm looking at a butterfly, but it's off screen, so they're not going to be able to see that, just like the comments are off screen. So I can't really give more than a few minutes to people in the comments. Unless they ask me a question, then that's fine. But I'm not here to just address negativity either. That's literally my whole point of being a Buddhist, was to get away from the limiting mindset of this person is bothering me. Let me put all my energy and focus onto them. When it's, oh, this person is bothering me, I wonder what I could do to remove myself from this or to mitigate being annoyed. I'm at a park. It's a nice day outside. I'm looking at all the trucks, all the people, working, gardening, whatever they're doing in their day-to-day life, going in and out of the gym, out of the store, driving around. There's nobody at this park, but if there were people at this park, I would observe them. Right now I'm just observing a bunch of birds on the grass. I don't even know if you can see that, but that's what I'm doing. So, at the end of the day, I really hope that my content is not just geographically being pushed. I hope that my content can eventually, get further into the world, get further than people who just want to troll me or make sexual comments or be rude in my comments. Like, literally, we have a choice. Everybody has a choice in their life every single day. If you don't like where you are, you could leave. You could go somewhere else. If you don't like what someone is saying, you don't have to listen to them. But you could, also be the same person who puts yourself in a situation that is toxic or is controlling or is manipulative or brings you suffering. It's your choice at the end of the day. So, but thank you for the 2 people that liked my live stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's all I gotta say on that. If you're just joining the live, welcome. My name is Jazziel. I am sitting at the park right now. And I was on live earlier today talking about, how nothing in life really matters. And that's what I wanted to talk about since I finished eating my snack and I'm no longer attacked by bugs, since I got the opportunity to change into shorts. Excuse me, I meant change from my shorts into stretchy pants. But yeah, I just think that so many people would benefit in their lives if they understood that meditation and releasing attachment to things, and analyzing your life, having awareness over what you can control and what you're choosing to feed into every day, that could literally change your life, right? Just like if someone wanted to have a better health and fitness goal, if they decided to, stretch every day as soon as they woke up, take a 2-mile walk, do some planks and wall sits, do that for 60 days, you would see a lot of improvement. You would see improvement in your mood, you would see improvement in your sleep patterns, you would see improvement in your digestion, you would see improvement in your mobility, right? So all of that takes stress and weight off of your body, and when you do that, you think easier, you make connections quicker, and overall live a healthier life, a happier lifestyle. You're not so focused on the little things or things that bother you anymore, because when you start to become lighter and healthier and more active in your life, that's when things start to bother you less. So from a Buddhist, from someone who's a certified personal trainer, and someone who is also a certified life coach, I highly encourage you to get out of your comfort zone and get out of your own way and stop choosing things that bring harm to you. end of the day, we all have a choice. We all can choose to focus on the negativity and the distractions and the things around us, not peripheral, or we could focus on what we're doing, focus on the sunlight, sunshine, right? See the sun out? Focus on the things that are in our circle of influence, as they say. Sorry if I'm like spacing out a lot between my sentences. There's just a guy on a motorcycle. It's a little distracting because he keeps like stopping and circling, and then like, because he was just over there circling, and now he came from that direction and he's circling back that way. So I'm like, interesting city. But again, I in the beginning of this live, I already said I don't like cash, so I'm probably not gonna like the people who live here. Not them personally. I just think that people here are very strange. There's like a church on every block. I kid you not. Like there's a church near where I live. There's a church down the street. There's a church right there. Keep walking, literally down the street or 2 blocks away is a church. So that's literally just a sign of separation within the faith, like so much separation. Like, why does the city of Cache have 20 churches in it? Right. Y'all are literally trying to just evade taxes and have property to yourself. But anyway, I think that life is bigger than what you imagine it to be, and it's also better than the confines of your mind. And once you start to put practice and awareness into living, then you can literally evolve. You can grow as a person. You can start to heal yourself. You can release attachments to things, release expectations. You can look at the growth that you've gone through, you know? For example, I used to be addicted to opioids. I had a accident where I fractured a bone in my elbow, but it affected the entire mobility from my shoulder to my wrist. So it was like, wow, that was a really important bone that got, injured. So I had to have my whole arm in a cast, essentially. It wasn't, all right, we're just going to put something here. It was literally from my thumb to just below my shoulder. So I had to take some serious pain relief medication, and there's a little spider on my leg. Little baby spider. I thought it was an ant. So yeah, I'm also gonna move because the sun is beaming on my neck. And I just realized, I'm like, wait, can I even see my face if the sun is like that? So every time I'm at this park, this little chihuahua plays guard dog. But anyway, so move into the shade. Oh, it's not barking today. Wow. Okay. Okay. I just had to look really quick. It's preoccupied. All right. So I was someone who's literally addicted to opioids, specifically tramadol. So really heavy painkillers, right? And then they also gave me like a Tylenol, like the strongest form of Tylenol. So it was either Tylenol 2000 or Tylenol 5000, I don't recall. But I was taking both of those after my cast was off for pain relief. And I was never even in that much amount of pain to begin with. My pain level never went above a 6 after they put on that cast, because taking the x-ray and moving my arm to see the whole range of mobility and stuff was way more painful than actually living and working and all these things. with my arm being like that. So um, I just got into the habit of taking it after work. I was a stagehand, so my entire body would be tired and stressed out, and I would take that tramadol or that Tylenol and take it with edibles and just not making good life choices. And here I am today, someone who is sober. I only take ashwagandha now. I don't even drink. I have wine on occasion, like at a celebration or um, like a big gathering, but that's like twice a year. I used to drink wine in breaks. Whoa, my goodness! Please excuse me. There's bugs out here. I used to take wine um, during those times where I would take break from edibles, but even my relationship with wine has changed. So I'm not someone who encourages things because I don't have experience. I've literally changed as a person and become the very thing that I sought out to be. Did I say when I was an addict, well, this sucks, I want to just live life as a Buddhist and all my problems will go away? No, I actually was like, hey, I'm not where I want to be in life, and a lot of society and this world is very political and negative, and I'm not in a good relationship with anyone, so I'm just going to isolate and be in my room. That's what I was doing. I was dissociating for a lot of my life. So to me, being a Buddhist helped me kind of regain back my sovereignty over myself. It helped me regain my thinking, my mind, and my emotions. You know, we are not taught to look at ourselves in the mirror and take accountability. Just like we're not taught to question our beliefs and where they came from. We're not taught to question what we learned in school, what we learned in church, what we learned from the government. We're not taught to question anything. We're actually the opposite is in play. We're taught to just go along with things and you will have a job. Just go along with things and you will have money. Just go along with things and you will be able to have a family and a house to yourself, and everything will be at peace. And then in reality, it's not. People are just distracting themselves from having more awareness and taking accountability. So that's why I say, like I said in that last live, it doesn't even matter. The past does not matter. You could simply wake up and choose to be a different person. You could simply wake up and choose to live a different life. Let me check my phone battery. Okay. You could wake up and choose whatever profession you want to be in, whatever type of mood you want to be in, whatever goal you want to achieve. You can do it. You can wake up and say, hey, you know what? I want to run a marathon by November and just start training for a marathon. See how far you get. You don't have to win the marathon, but if you want to run the marathon in a certain amount of time, like, okay, I want to run a marathon in under 30 minutes. That's doable, right? Set goals for yourself. Take away limitations and actively choose to, what is it called? Choose to make healthy goal markers to reach that final goal, right? In a personal training class, they taught us SMART goals. So what is that? Something that's scientific, measurable, achievable, I think it's like retainable and timed. I forgot what the R was, but it was basically saying like, is this goal something that you can measure, achieve, and put a time limit on achieving it, right? And then they have things called objective and subjective goals. So if it's not a specific thing, like, okay, I want to run a marathon, it could be something like, okay, I want to be able to improve um, my self-image, right? So how do you think you would improve your self-image? Well, you would have to have awareness with how you are today, and maybe just a simple pros and cons. Okay, my self-image is I'm manicured, I brush my hair, I'm well groomed, and um, I like to accessorize, right? And then the things that you don't like about your self-image could be, well, I don't like that I look very young for my age, or I don't like how I'm often criticized for my hair color, or how dry my hair looks. Like, just think about something that you could observe, and then, okay, what can I do to improve my self-image? Well, I could speak kindly to myself after someone tries to criticize me, or after someone ridicules my appearance. Or you could say, well, I could create firmer boundaries with people that are close to me that may try to criticize me, so that they know that I care about my self-image and I don't want to be disrespected or critiqued in that way. And then what's a daily goal that um, you could do to improve your self-image? For example, with the hair. Okay, I don't like how my hair looks dry or dull. I can put oil in my hair every single day before I brush it. And then, with all these little steps and things that you do every single day, over time, you will start to see a difference in your self-image. You will start to see a difference in how people treat you, how people approach you. If you set boundaries with someone, obviously, they're either going to understand that you are serious or get out of your life. That's it. There's only two places you can go with that, right? So those are just little examples of goals that you have. It's such a nice day. It's a nice little breeze. But also you can understand that not everything is meant for you to change. Some things are just temporary, right? Some things are outside of your control, and you have to change maybe something about your expectations or something about the way you respond to life. Maybe there are things that keep happening in your life because you're meant to learn a lesson from them, but you have to have that awareness at the end of the day. For example, back to the personal training thing, someone might say, well, why do I have this pain in the side of my hip on my left side of my body? Well, how is your posture? How do you sleep at night? How do you go about your day-to-day? Are you constantly sitting on a chair, laying on the couch, sitting crisscross applesauce? Is your spine curved? Are you wearing tight clothes or loose-fitting clothes? Are you going for walks? Are you strengthening your knees and your legs and your hips? Are you doing the things that you can to take care of yourself? Or are you just like, wow, this pain in my side hurts. I don't know why it hurts, and saying the same thing every day? Like, you have to have that awareness in order to change it, or else it's just a complaint. But like I said, we all have the choice every single day to choose. Do I want to give my energy, my time, my efforts into being complacent, into being unaware of myself? Or do I want to say, hey, I'm tired of feeling this way. Let me become more aware, let me remove myself, or take a step back, and see where you could, go in a different direction. But again, the choice is up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. So, that is what I wanted to cover from the last live and now to this live. And, It's not mulch, but it's like some sort of plastic or charcoal or something. Not charcoal, but I don't know what to call it. Literally looks like plastic. Smaller, and I could go down the slide and climb up that wall, that like 3 feet wall, and climb on that ladder and enjoy it. This is meant for little kids, but I am 5'4", so it's not quite gonna be as fun. But I can still enjoy this nice breeze and this bench. Airplane flying over, and a bird in the sky. Oh, 2 of them playing with the wind. It's actually way sunnier outside than I thought, so if I look up for too long, my eyes are gonna hurt. But it's just a nice day outside, especially if you're in the shade. I checked the weather earlier and it was like 90 degrees, feels like 99 degrees with the humidity and the sun index. I was like, my goodness, it's a scorcher. Yeah, I didn't put on any sunscreen, so I just threw on this hat. Call it a day. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy your day today. I've been on live. This is 38 minutes almost. I'm living a life that's unbothered. I'm living a life. I'm looking around. There's not a lot of people in this area, but it is quiet enough for me to find peace. Quiet enough for me to think out loud. I moved from Virginia recently, this year, and was living with a lot of roommates, so a few months ago I couldn't even think out loud, to now being able to sit at a park and just talk. It's actually something that I don't take for granted. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I used to just go outside and look around and be so absorbed in what other people were doing, or paying attention to everything out there instead of what was in here. Now it's the opposite. Now it's like, I don't even care what's going on outside. What's going on inside of me? How do you feel today? Beautiful breeze. Let's take my tripod. But yeah, it's very different when you start to accept your life. It's a beautiful butterfly one. When you start to accept your life as something that you live, not something that you have to live for others, or something that you have to contribute to society, or just whatever your family wants you to do. Just live your own life, Make peace with what you have to make peace with, so that you can live your life. That's that. I definitely don't look like what I've been through, but I've been through a lot of things. I've moved around literally my entire life. lived in Virginia for almost 7 years total, but I moved from there and I moved back after trade school in a gap year. So I'm like, I think it was a total of 7 years, but for me to even like piece my life together, I would have to write it down on a piece of paper. That's how many different places I've lived. Or should I say that's how many different times I've moved. So, yeah, but that's definitely a different story for a different day. I don't have anything on me to write with. So, I'm just enjoying this beautiful day, this time with nature. This time out of the house, away from people. Looking at the trees, waving. I don't know if you can see what I'm focusing on. It's so pretty. They're just waving with the wind. Hello, Mother Nature. Hello. Oh, hello. So beautiful. I love the forest and the trees. I love it. But you know, that's what life should be. Life should be very simple. Life should be about just sitting outside on your porch, on your bench, on your front yard, your backyard, wherever you live, right? And just observe it. Sometimes I feel like I need to talk to someone, but after years of therapy, obviously from different counselors since I moved, but sometimes people just need to talk things out or write things out, like how they journal, and then they just release it from their mind, or they process it by talking it out loud. Just let it go. As you can tell, I'm definitely that type of person. I used to be so wrapped up in movies, and TV shows, and like anime and binge watching things. And, you know, like I said, dissociating with drugs and with different things, experimenting, being in toxic, self-loathing relationships, just falling for anyone who would choose me or pick me, being that insecure person that always needed someone else's validation. And I can confidently say that I'm not that person anymore. I live life in the present moment, and it is a beautiful place. Looking at the trees waving, looking at the little bugs and butterflies, hearing the birds chirping, seeing everything in front of me. Just being content with life. Being content with life. Something you cannot pay for. You can't pay to be content with your life. You could pay to go on a vacation somewhere, but you can't pay to enjoy it. You know? You could pay for a personal trainer to help you with your goals, but they can't reach the goal for you. It's something you can't pay for. Just like you can pay for food or a dessert or something that you like, but you can't pay to like that experience. It's something you have to choose for yourself. like you could pay for a dating app, for a matchmaking service, right? But they're not gonna be able to fully connect you and make you love a person. That's something you can't pay for. You can't pay for love. You can't pay for happiness. You can't pay for life to just miraculously feel better. It's something that you have to do. Literally, you have to do that yourself. But the more that you stop and you live in the present moment and you just take things day by day, the less dramatic and life or death and all or nothing, the healthier your life will become. If you're just focused on today, you're not going to be so worried with the deadlines of next week. You're not. If you're focused on today, you're not going to be worried about the next 4 years of whatever's going on, right? If you're just focused on today, you're not going to worry about what tomorrow has in store. You're not. You're not. You're going to be in the present moment. If today is June and it's the summertime, you're not going to worry about December winter time. You're not. You're just not. You're not going to do that. Because you're choosing to live in the present moment. And for me personally, I have started to believe that the present moment is all that exists. Like I said, the past doesn't exist anymore. It's literally gone. No more, right? We can talk about the stories. We can talk about our upbringing with our family. We can talk about that relationship that did us dirty or that was so toxic on both sides, but it's gone. Poof, it's gone, right? So you could adapt to life, right? And just go with the flow, or you could choose to stay that old version of yourself, clinging on to the past, clinging on to what you don't want. And when you say it out loud, it sounds silly. It sounds ridiculous, even. It almost sounds crazy. Yet people cling to the past, and some people never get out of the past. It's gonna sound harsh. I'm gonna actually wait for this person to leave here. That's crazy. You don't see that every day. Just someone driving on the road with the darn lawn mowing machine. Anyway, Cache is such a strange place, I tell you. Very small town. Again, I'm someone who has overcome their past, so that's why maybe this might sound dramatic to you. I don't know who's viewing this, so that I'm just prefacing my statement. Let me lock in. By saying this, but some people never get out of their PTSD. Some people never get out of their PTSD, right? And again, I'm a certified personal trainer and a certified life coach. But what got me to even want to pursue that? Because I'm someone who had CPTSD. I currently have it, but I don't have to identify with my past every single day. I don't have to identify with the abuse, with the neglect, with the rape, with the assault, with the emotional manipulation, with the narcissistic abuse, right? Just like I don't have to identify with that version of me who those actions bled off on. I became a little bit toxic in the workplace. I became someone who was frustrated by my workload and took it out on other people. I became, at one point, I'm saying, I became someone who was very upset with life and just chose to take it out on other people. And, instead of finding that niche or that hobby or that relationship that I felt like, would be healthy, I was just choosing whatever and whoever picked me. And I was working myself to death. Literally, working myself to death. Emotional death, spiritual death, almost a physical death at some points. Right? Whoa! No, mosquito, no. I really don't want any more mosquito bites. But literally, look at all these distractions as I want to speak my truth. But someone who had CPTSD, I will have it for the rest of my life, but you know what? I chose to want to help people. I chose to want to give advice, to want to give healing. Sorry, this bug bite. I probably shouldn't be scratching it. Come on, fuzz. I chose to be someone who put all of my anger and my frustration and my feelings into fueling me to moving out of that environment, to quitting that job, to going back to school, and to pursuing something that was going to help me and help other people. And you know what? I don't ever want to work a job again. Not ever. No 9 to 5, no restaurant job, no customer service job, no warehouse, no stagehand, none of that. I don't ever want to work a job again. Because I know the knowledge that I have within me literally changed my life. And because I was able to change my life, I'm able to change other people's lives. Simple as that. I have the lived experience, I have the certifications, and I have the spiritual wisdom to be able to change someone's life. I just went out on a limb and I ordered business cards. And you know what came with that? A free online posting. So that came with a free Yelp page. This mosquito is really trying its hardest, so hold on. I can't ignore that one because that was a big mosquito, so sorry. But it can't. Sorry. Okay. The business cards came with a free Yelp business page so that people can rate it, and then they gave me a call and they're like, "Oh, this is a free Yelp, Bing, and Google listing." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool," but they didn't have online consulting as an option, so I just said anywhere, in America. But truly, if you have access to my content online or the email, then you have access to our business. And the business is called, for right now, right? It's called Unmasked Living. Unmasked Living. So when I get my business card, I'll show it, right? Oh, mama. Okay, so I have to go now because I think that's a good spot to end, really. But again, everything is a choice, and as someone who has been able to work through CPTSD and actively become more aware of themselves and want. Whoa! 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 That was such a big bug. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I need to end this live, but. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the house now. It was crazy. I didn't even know what type of bug that was. But anyway, look at this beautiful sky. You can do anything you want to do. You can achieve anything you want to achieve. You can be anything you set out to be as long as you believe. Bye bye.